I'm live. Okay. Let's see if I can sit you guys here. Okay, we just gonna wait for some people to come in the room. I was asked by one of the viewers to about a discussion on Amanda Rabb, okay? And she was a young lady who is now deceased, okay? But she was one of the subjects of that show on here on YouTube called um, the something white
Mm-hmm.
underbelly, the soft white underbelly. Okay, thought I heard something. The soft white underbelly. That's the name of that channel. Okay, they got millions of viewers on that show. I mean, on that channel. Okay, so I was watching the clips and soft white underbelly. Hey girl, hey Gemini. Okay, right. The soft white underbelly. And I also watched a couple clips from I forget the name. I'd have to go back. I just got through watching it, okay? So that's why. But this girl who is discussing the conspiracy theory behind Amanda Rabb, okay? And from the manner of death, the cause of death, okay, I believe it brought some recollection in my mind that I've heard about this, okay? So the viewer wanted to know, I guess she wanted me to watch the show and she wanted me to come on here and discuss it because, we do live discussions, okay? And hopefully I'm catching it at the right time. If not, we can go over it again. Um, but I'm just giving my opinion and my understanding as to these videos and what happened to Amanda. Okay, may she rest in peace. Uh, Pretty girl, BJ Investigations. Oh, you own it. Yes, that's what I. Okay, and she had two episodes. One was she was talking, well, to me, okay, in my personal opinion, let me just break it down, okay? And being formality, I just need to, I'm not into all that. I just like to break the stuff down. And she was a little bit too jibber jabbery for me, okay? Um, it was a good video. Don't get me wrong. Her videos were good as far as her conspiracy theory as on the soft white underbelly, okay? But two is, I think personally it was a bit too much, okay? Um, I don't know, maybe you can enlighten me on this, but I don't know why she was so adamant, okay, on this lady, what was her name? Lima, whatever they called her, okay? Let me get up, okay? Because I want to move around because I'm home. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Oh, you asked me. Okay, Gemini. Oh, well then you're just in time, huh? We can discuss this. Good. I'm glad because now we can. I have somebody to talk back to me. Okay. So anyway, I watched it and I watched the various aspects on Amanda, how she they introduced her on the show. She lied about how she said it was her first time and it wasn't. He said, I met you before. She was like, no, you know. But anyway, I seen that part. Ooh, I gotta turn some heat on. I turned the heat off and I had it off all night. This is the first time since I've had it on that I was actually able to leave it off all night and not be freezing. But I'm starting to freeze now, so I need to put it on. Okay, so I'm trying to get my thoughts together on this, okay? Because I know it's a lot of, I guess they think it's a conspiracy as to, put my house coat off till I get some heat in here. I'm gonna put you guys on the there we go. Turn that heat on. Put you guys on the there we go. I went to stopped at my daughter's job. She works over there at the Aaron's. They rent furniture. Okay, they rent the furniture, and I seen a kitchen table that let me just bring it down a little closer. That just jumped out at me. It was so cute. I like it so much and I want it. Okay, anyway. So collecting my thoughts, okay, because the girl, like I said, I'm stalling. Yes, I am. I'm stalling. I know I'm stalling. Okay. Whew. Okay. Whew. Ooh, that feels better. Okay. So I watched this and my my thoughts on this subject was that it's too much conspiracy put in it. Okay. Hey, Tanya's Beauty Box. To me, it's too the what did you say? BJ investigates. Okay. I felt that she was putting too much conspiracy theory on this particular episode. This particular girl, Amanda Bynes. Now, she came far. She came far. And the sad thing about it to me, okay, being that I have been a crackhead for like 15 years, okay, went to rehab numerous times, okay, and I thought she did a good job on reviewing it, but I thought it was just too much. Some of the things were too much conspiracy. Now, why the lady said that she died from a seizure when the autopsy shows that she died from basically a heart attack, okay? I have no idea, okay? As far as them raising money, okay, doing the GoFundMe, people do that, okay? And as far as her rehab, it cost a lot of money for rehab, okay? So I looked at one amount was 30-something thousand. I don't know, okay? That seemed like a low amount to be raised for staying in the rehab, okay? Yes, I agree. They don't keep these people in rehab long enough. Okay, 30 days, 90 days is, a lot of times it's not enough. 30 days is not enough for anybody, okay? 90 days, okay, it depends, it depends. The therapy that she applied, well, she didn't have a, here's the thing, okay? I don't think you have to necessarily have a degree, okay, to do some type of therapy. I don't know. Is it lawful? Maybe you need a degree, okay? I don't know. I don't know as far as that. It sounds like the lady may have heard of the virtual reality being used as therapy in rehabilitation and thought she would try it. There's no, the thing about that was there's no here or there on that, okay? She implemented it, okay? Look at my little nail, okay? Can you see that? I might as well just tear it off, okay? Oh, that piece, still got another piece, okay? So apparently they got this glued on, stuck it on something, they're just strips. They need to sell these strips in the store so I can put it on my other nails. How about that? But anyway, so she has a degree. She doesn't have it in that line of work, but she has a degree. Okay, so I don't know what's required or what's legal, okay, as far as that is concerned. However, um, the only thing about it is that she gave me conspiracy theory as far as the girl dying, okay, and that being the cause of death was she stated as cardiac arrhythmia. I don't know the whole technical wording for it, okay, but basically a heart attack. The girl died of a heart attack in her sleep. Now, that is not unusual for a crackhead to me, okay? Even a heroin addict. In drug addiction, okay, there's a lot going on with the heart, okay? So it's surprising me that a lot of people don't die of a heart attack, okay, due to crack, okay? But I do know that the usage, okay, can cause weakness, okay? It can cause heart disease, okay? That's how I want to say it. It can cause heart disease. Going into rehab, stopping a drug, starting a drug, going back and forth, okay? That can mess with your heart. That can mess up your heart. One of in my travels through addiction, when I had went to prison, the girl we both, okay, she was already in prison, okay. I think this was my second time going, but she got out because she was doing the violation, I was doing the actual charge, okay. Right? So she only had to do a few months. And in that months, okay, she was heroin and crack, okay? And she had to have the heroin, okay, because she suffered withdrawals. The crack was psychological, it wasn't physical. But the heroin is physical. So when she had went in, okay, they give you this, you go to A yard, and A yard, when you first get in, you go to A yard. A yard is when you get physical, you go under physical examination, okay? You check for STDs and all that. So you go through a checkup, okay? Before you are actually let onto the yard. And in that checkup, they found that she had a heart problem, okay? And she needed a pacemaker installed. So they installed the pacemaker, and they told her that when she gets out, you can't be doing drugs on this pacemaker. Of course, you know, she pleaded the fifth, and she was going to rehab. And I don't know why I start yawning when I get on here, okay? But she, I'm pretty sure she meant it in her heart, okay? But when she got out, honey, that's the first thing she did. But anyway, she ended up passing away. So what my point is that this life of drug use can cause a lot of heart problems, okay, for individuals. Do they know you have a heart problem? No, they can't tell you have a heart problem. They can't tell by looking at you. And a lot of times they cannot tell in an examination that you have heart disease. There's something going on with your heart. And here's why. If they don't see the problem or hear the problem when you're right there, okay, they don't see a problem. You may have a problem, but, okay, if it doesn't show up in the blood work, or it doesn't show up when they're listening to your heart, that your heart ain't beating right, then there's no problem, even though you have a problem. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times people have heart disease. They don't know it. The doctor don't know it, because unless they hear it right then and there, just like me, I probably am suffering from heart disease. Okay, And it's a lot of things that can attribute to heart disease, okay? Even age, because as you age, you gain weight, you this, you that, okay? Well, that's the same thing in rehabilitation. In rehabilitation, you pick up weight, maybe your blood pressure may go up, maybe there's problems that kick in, okay? Or now one can see or feel or whatever, okay, now that you have rehabilitated. You see what I'm saying? So as far as her dying of a cardiac arrest, so to speak, okay, or arrhythmia, is not surprising, okay. Being so young, yes, okay. She was very young. She was oh my God, she was just in, what was she, 25 when she passed? So, you know, you don't know sometimes until you know. So as far as that heart, her heart, anybody, that could have happened to anybody, okay, right? She was young, okay, and looking at her life, I mean, the girl didn't even wear shoes. She was so into that dope, okay, woo wee, okay, and I see, and one thing about it, there's a lot of people who are that far in or even further into the drugs, and it doesn't kill them that fast. You see what I'm saying? So everybody's different. Okay, now let's go into that virtual reality. Okay, where she had on the goggles. The what's the name of that virtual? I wanted to get that too. Okay, so that I could exercise and stuff. I forgot what's the name of that. Quest? Is it Quest? But anyway, so as far as the virtual reality, okay, they were talking about that, and I was looking in the comments, okay, Oculus. Well, no, it's not Oculus, but the goggles that you, okay, um, she was wearing, okay, maybe that was the name of her session, her the program. Okay, but the Oculus, the goggles she was wearing. Okay, so they give you that virtual reality. Now, this is the first time I've heard of it. Okay, as far as being used in rehabilitation and therapy. Okay, now when I was watching it, okay, and I was looking at it, they were talking about how it was a setup and how can you do that to somebody and woo 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 woo. Okay, well, one thing, they went in a little bit as far as telling us about uh, how they were doing that. Okay, putting you in a room and all this. Now, to me, from my understanding, from what I got that I took away from it, is they were testing her desire to do drugs, because there's always a desire there. Okay, there's always some kind of desire, and that's what it seemed like to me. I didn't see what was unethical about it. uh Maybe somebody can enlighten me. Putting you in a compromised position. Okay, putting you in a compromised position. Well, okay, me. Okay, I'm only talking from my experience. Okay, so let me just, so when I want to state that and how, and my personal feelings about it. Okay, because that's all I can tell you is from my experience and how I feel about it. Being a crackhead for 15 years, and I have been rehabilitated for over 20. Okay, so I can tell you that being a compromise, putting me in a compromising position, I don't see personally something like that as putting me in a compromising position. Okay, and the reason I say that is because it's virtual reality. Okay, Thank you, sweetie. It's virtual reality. The person that's doing it, you know it's virtual reality. Now, will it give you cravings or whatever? Okay, maybe it just brings the truth to the surface, I guess. Okay, but my version of putting me in a compromising position is if you actually put me in that position. Then I'm in a compromising position. I have put myself in that position. Okay, right? During my recovery, when I went to visit my friend, he was still in he was still using, okay? And I had stopped by there. I took the chance. I put myself in a compromising position, okay? Kind of sort of testing myself, okay? You see what I'm saying? To me, that is putting me in a compromising position. Putting me in that position in a virtual reality, it all depends on that person, okay? That could be, it's always going to be a trigger. It could be, okay, but is it a real trigger? You know, see, when I take those goggles off, okay, my mind, I'm right here, okay? So I don't see it so much as a compromising position. Okay, putting you in a compromising position. Maybe so. It could be a trigger for somebody. It may not be. Okay, because there's a lot of things that can be triggers, even in reality. You see what I'm saying? A lighter. Okay, a lighter can be a trigger. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. A lighter can be a trigger for somebody who's being in rehab, who's in recovery. A lighter can be a trigger, okay? A match flame can be a trigger. Simple things, okay? Baking soda, okay? You may need baking soda in your recipe, okay? You may have baking soda. I have some baking soda right now, okay, in my refrigerator to keep it fresh. That could be a trigger, okay? You see what I'm saying? It's not a trigger for me, okay? But it could be. And if I had some cocaine, that right there would click that I have baking soda in the refrigerator, okay? And it don't take nothing but some heat to mix it up and rock it up, okay? But the baking soda is not a trigger for me, okay? Other than that, it wouldn't be in the refrigerator. But I'm just saying, things like that can be a trigger. Let me read this before I go on. Okay, as far now, she looking when she had on those goggles, she was in rehab. She was rehabbing. Okay, she wasn't under the influence. Okay, she didn't look like she had just gotten out. Okay, that was part of the therapy. So I don't know when they put those goggles on her, but she had already been in rehab. Okay, and putting those goggles on her, okay, was self-awareness for her. Maybe I don't know what the people Lima was doing, okay, as far as they're concerned. But if I was Amanda, you feel that virtual reality messed her up. How do you feel the virtual reality messed her up? Did she go back to using? You felt that triggered her? Why are you saying that the virtual reality messed her up? See, maybe I'm missing something was left out, maybe something I missed, that you guys are saying that the virtual reality messed her up. Can somebody feel free to say something? Why do you think that messed her up? she had physical issues with her heart after she died. After she died, what? Okay, I don't. Okay, okay. So the virtual reality. I'm trying to get what you guys are saying. She had after she died. She had problems with her heart. No, she had problems with her heart before she died. They just didn't see it. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't get noticed. Okay. Okay. So she already had a physical condition with her heart. Okay. You see what I'm saying? A heart arrhythmia she died of. Okay, her heart wasn't working right. Okay, her heart wasn't working right before she died. Okay, and what I'm saying is, in order for them to catch it, they have to catch it when they can catch it. Other than that, it will come off that you're healthy. Oh, your heart is healthy, your heart sounds fine. Okay, my heart sounds fine now. You see what I'm saying? Okay, but that don't mean my heart is fine. Okay. And the virtual reality that she went through, how do you know that that set it off? The virtual reality, using that technology, set it off. What? Did she die the next day after she did the virtual reality? Is that what happened? Using the technology set. Let me, okay, if she had a heart problem, she had a situation with her heart, okay, okay, but then you can't say that the virtual reality set it off because she, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that could come in question if she died right after. But if she had a problem with her heart, anything could have set it off. You watch BJ's channel. Okay. I'm just going by what I saw in my understanding of what they're saying. I don't see the virtual reality setting it off because the virtual reality to me, something like that, if somebody did something to me, something like that to me, that would let me know, okay, how far I've come, okay, and how close I am to backsliding, okay, from falling off the wagon. Something like that. A virtual reality she's seen, okay, that tells me how far I've come and how close I am to falling back into addiction. Into addiction. That's what that would tell me. They said she had her heart, she had a bad heart, okay? Now, the bad heart could have come from her drug addiction, okay? That's not uncommon. That's very common. But in order for them to know that, they have to know she was healthy, she was young as far as they were concerned, okay? They did not know she had a heart problem because for your heart to have arrhythmia or, you know what I'm saying, you got to have a heart problem going on there. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And so that's not uncommon. To me, she died young. She died very young, but she had a hard life. Okay. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what she actually went through. You only know what you saw. There's more to it because she had a big old black eye. And for her eye to be that big, okay, believe me, that big old black eye was swollen like that. It would, I'm pretty sure at some point it was probably swollen shut. But things like that, you get knocked in the head, okay, and things happening to you in your journey through drug addiction, okay, can cause things to go on that you don't know about the doctor don't know about. Even though you get rehabilitate, okay, and you could be rehabilitated for 10 years, okay, and something triggers goes off and something's going on that you did not know about, that can go, you can go just like domestic violence, okay, your husband beating the mess out of you. Okay, he been beating your ass for 5 years. Okay, you finally got up the courage to get away from this. Okay, 10 years down the line, okay, you die because this man, I want to say, I want to say the N word, okay, but this man didn't hit you in the head and trigger something. Maybe it could have been a blood clot, okay, that was been sitting there and decided to move 10 years down the line and cause you to have an aneurysm. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And you don't know, you didn't know that you had a clot in your head, or you didn't get it checked, or maybe it didn't fall under the radar, okay, when you had a scan or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and sometimes things like that happen. And to me, that's what I got from seeing this happen. The virtual reality, okay, to me was to see, okay, how far she had came in her drug addiction. Now, how they could see that, I don't know. Maybe after she did that, she sat down and she answered questions. Okay, that might be how. But for me, something like that would tell me how far I come. That would be self-knowledge for me. Unless you ask me, okay, you won't know. Or unless I tell you, you won't know. Okay, because so that right there would be something for me. You see what I'm saying? That virtual reality. That would tell me. And then here's another thing, okay? Another thing is they're saying about her father, and she's saying her father molested her, okay? And I seen, before I seen the dad, okay, right? Or we even knew who he was because I was like, who is this man in the video, okay? You're glad I'm about to tell my story. I'm glad you're able to, oh, okay, right. You see what I'm saying? I could have been Amanda. I'm telling you. You see, and this is why I say when I'm getting chills, okay? When I see stuff, when you know that you know about the grace of God, okay? It ain't nothing but the grace of God. It is nothing but the grace of God keeping you, me, he, and she here, because we could have easily have gone just like somebody else. What makes them so different? Okay, what makes me so different from Amanda? I went through the same stuff. What makes me so different? Well, I didn't, to that extent, but you get the point. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I know it ain't nothing but the grace of God. I have seen people attempted murders. I have been caught up in murder. I have one of my best friends in addiction, okay, was killed. Okay, people have OD'd, people have died for whatever reason. But the first thing that comes across my mind is how grateful and thankful and blessed I am, because that could have just as well been me. Why not? Okay, so as far as Amanda, God answered her prayers because she said she didn't want to die in addiction, okay? And he took her out of it. Before she passed, he took her out of it. He did not have to do that, okay? And she meant that in her heart, because God knows your heart better than you do, okay? When she was talking about her father, okay, I noticed how she was talking about people were molesters and child molesters and all this stuff. She admitted Yeah, she's not the only one. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And she was young, okay? She was young. She said she started this addiction when she was 20. She died when she was 25. She only went through this for 5 years. I've seen people go through this for, oh my God, and could still be going through that and still living, okay? It was bad on her. Maybe she had a bad heart, okay, before she even got into addiction. She just didn't know it. She's young. She's vibrant. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, I say that to say that, okay? It's just the grace of God. And that's the way I seen it. Now, the conspiracy, I don't know why y'all said it was a conspiracy. I could see, well, the lady is saying that. Now, why the lady lied? I don't know why she had to, I don't even like to call it a lie. Why she misstated the girl's cause of death as a seizure, I have no idea. Now, if they would have said on the report that it was a seizure, I would have kind of been a little skeptical, okay? Because there was no known seizures or mention of seizures, okay, in her lifetime. You see what I'm saying? And usually when something like that happens, okay, that doesn't just come out the sky blue. A seizure doesn't come out the sky blue, okay, as a cause of death, unless you have some kind of history. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And like Tina Marie, she had a seizure. That's what killed her. She had a seizure in her sleep, and that's what killed her. Okay. Well, what a lot of people didn't know, I didn't know, is that she was prone to seizures after this incident she had in a hotel. She was sleeping in a hotel, and there was a picture above the wall. And apparently, the picture, for some reason, fell and hit her in the head. Okay, that's what they say. That's what I read. Okay, and she's been known to have seizures. Okay, so you got a history. Usually seizures, you have some kind of history. Okay, you see what I'm saying? The thing about heart disease is you don't have to have a known history of heart disease to die from some type of heart disease or heart attack or whatever. You see where I'm going with this? Okay. You can have a heart attack. Yeah, I think you can have a heart attack without having heart disease. You know what I'm saying? Your heart just goes kaput. You just don't know. See, and heart disease is an underlying disease, okay? High blood pressure is also another high underlying disease. A lot of times people don't find out they have high blood pressure until they get their blood pressure checked, okay? And it's up, and they're doctor like, you have high blood pressure. I never had high blood pressure until I had high blood pressure. I had low blood pressure. My blood pressure was always a little below, okay, the line. And I was actually asked about it so that I knew, okay. And then all of a sudden, I had high blood pressure. Now, I remember somebody telling me back in the days when I would say I had low blood pressure, okay. She was telling me that low blood pressure is just as bad as high blood pressure. She says, but I also want to tell you that just like you say you have low blood pressure, she said the next day, she said, you can have high blood pressure. And she wasn't lying, because I went to the doctor and I had high blood pressure. I'm on medication as we speak now for high blood pressure. Okay, I'm on some high blood pressure medication. Okay, I'm not on what would you call it? A real serious thing. It's just like a water pill. Okay, so that's the thing about heart disease. Okay, same thing. Okay, you don't know until you know. Okay, and so that's the way I took it from her. Now, unless they put her in the environment and you took her to a crack house, then you was putting her in a compromising position. Okay. As far as that virtual reality, okay, the thing with the virtual reality is, here's another thing. It could be a trigger, maybe a trigger, okay? It could be a trigger, but the fact that they did that to her because she was in a rehab setting. You see what I'm saying? You don't do something like that to somebody that ain't in rehab. Okay? They need that strength. They need that tool. Okay? So if you do something like that, okay, you don't just do it in no, and you don't do it in no outpatient either. You see what I'm saying? So they did it to her in a controlled environment. To me, was a responsible thing to do. Okay? That's what I'm saying, and this is from a crackhead. Okay? No, I wasn't no meth head, I wasn't a heroin addict, and I wasn't an alcoholic. I was definitely a crackhead. That was it. Okay? I drank alcohol, but I wasn't an alcoholic. Okay? I just drank alcohol to bring the high down. I ain't gonna lie. Okay? I smoke weed, a little weed to bring the high down. Okay? See? Now, as far as her schizophrenia, now, I knew I didn't want, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that, okay? But I figured she was having episodes of schizophrenia. Now, you guys were talking about that girl, Lima. She wasn't no doctor. She didn't have no degree and all that, okay? But she had enough sense and knowledge, okay? See, and that's important, okay? Now, she may have had experience, okay? Because they didn't really, okay. So you say we can agree to disagree. What do you disagree on? I mean, we can agree to disagree, yeah, okay. But I'm just telling you my aspect on it, right? Okay. So, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. But okay, so yeah, so being a doctor, and just like I was telling you, how I noticed that uh, people have that draw, okay, that I can tell that they're heroin addicts, okay, right? How they have that draw there, okay. It's just kind of something, and I think maybe that virtual thing there, okay. Could have been something, a tool that she implemented in her rehabilitation process. Okay, that would be something if I were in rehab, I would probably like to try too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'd be scared at first, okay, because you got to get some kind of strength, okay, and you got to get somewhere down into your recovery. You can still be in rehab, okay, which if I did something like that, I would want to be in rehab. I wouldn't want to be out. If I did something, they gave me some virtual stuff. Oh no, I got to be in a controlled environment. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But anyway, now ask me that now. Would I do something like that? No. Okay. Why? Because I'm not in a controlled environment. I'm not going to risk my sobriety. Okay. Behind something like that. I don't have the need to know, okay, if it's gonna trigger me or not, or okay, because you have dreams. You have dreams about rehabilitation, about using, okay? You have dreams. And I still have dreams to this day. I could have had one yesterday, but I didn't. I'm just saying, okay? Of using, okay, those same feelings and the craving are there, but when I wake up, they're not there. Okay, if that makes sense. Because sometimes, especially when it's early in addiction, okay, and you have dreams of using, okay, you wake up and you still have that feeling, okay, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have that feeling. I'm just like, why am I having that dream? Okay, I ain't using, I ain't been using, okay, and I'm really getting sick of it. Matter of fact, I rebuked it in the name of the Lord, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. Get thee behind me. I don't need those dreams. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, but I lived with him for years, but now that I've done that, I had did that. Okay, when I rebuked it, I don't recall having in these past few days having any dreams of using, okay? But you know how you have dreams in the past of doing something in the past, okay? And you get those feelings, even that smell, okay? So that's what that is. And yeah, and the schizophrenia, and she was talking about, okay, now here's the thing about it, okay? When she was talking about her dad, okay, and how she wasn't being truthful, okay, that's what she said. That's what she said. They're like, oh, who says that and whatever. A lot of people say a lot of things, okay, and uh, she was talking about the drug-induced schizophrenia, okay, and she wasn't lying because that's what I'm saying. I'm getting schizophrenia. I'm getting schizo all the way, okay. And it was like she was borderline. One minute she was here, and the next minute she was whoop. She was loop de loop, okay. You know what I'm saying? And to me, not everybody could do drugs. Okay, not everybody could do crack. And she seemed to be like one of those people. She does crack and she just went loop de loop. Okay, she gets paranoid. She starts having that that schizophrenia. What do you call it? Symptoms. Okay, we'll say symptoms of schizophrenia. She's paranoid. Okay, everybody's a child molester, and I'm taking it that, and I'm gonna tell you something, because I noticed that she said she was smoking weed. Okay, when she was young, she was smoking weed. Weed makes you paranoid. It can make you paranoid. Weed, okay, and I've heard several people say that. Okay, and they don't like to smoke weed because it makes you paranoid. I don't like it. It makes me paranoid. Weed makes me paranoid. Okay. Not all weed makes me paranoid. Not all weed makes me hungry. Some of the weed makes me laugh. I like that kind. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So some of them, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, but some people are not all people can be doing them drugs like that, okay? Because see, they get hurt, they get like her, okay, and they get loop de loop, and they can hurt you. They can hurt you like that, okay? They mind go and they start getting real paranoid. I mean, and then the thing about it is because she was using so much every day, all day, didn't help the situation. You know what I'm saying? And her mind was just going too fast for her to keep up with. Okay, and you could see, and then okay, if you notice when she had got out of jail, okay, the dad said she went off on him. He put her in jail. Okay, jailhouse saves a lot of life. Some people trip when I say that. Okay, but I said that even when I was a crackhead. Jailhouse saves a lot of lives because you don't know what you were headed for before you went to jail. Okay, that you would have been. I could have been the next. Uh, I could have been the next victim of a serial killer, okay, that was coming through my path. So I got diverted through the grace of God. Okay, you just don't know. That old lady driving so slow in front of you and it's pissing you off, that could be a detour. Life is holding on because it's not your time. And there's something down there at the end of the road that you don't see. Life sees it. You don't see it, but life sees it. That if that lady don't slow you down, you're going to run right on into it. You see what I'm saying? So I take these things, I take these little things as signs, okay? I've always been like that. What the wake up call was for me? Um, I didn't want to die a drug addict. Okay, and I was always praying, 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 praying. Okay, my prayers were finally answered, and my prayers were answered when I went to prison the second time. Okay, I want to go to rehab. Okay, so when I was in prison, okay, I didn't know where I was going to go. I was in receiving. Okay, that's where you get all your checkups and all this, I's dotted, T's crossed. And that's how a lot of people find out they have AIDS. Okay, they have sexually transmitted diseases. A lot of them find out that they have a bad heart. Okay, a lot of them don't. A lot of them, okay, and the thing about it is, it's still optional. Okay, as you want to get tested for AIDS, it's optional, but they give you that option in prison. Okay, and a lot of people find out. Okay, they may have be having health problems. Okay, they don't say anything about. They tell the doctor, and so he'll draw up a series of tests. Okay, that will match your symptoms. And AIDS, HIV is one of them. Okay, so you get tested and come to find out you are HIV or AIDS positive. You see what I'm saying? And that's where your symptoms are coming from. Okay? But if you were out there on the street, you wouldn't have cared, because that would slow you down from your addiction. That would slow you down to your next fix. You see what I'm saying? So you're not trying to find out all this information. All right? You could care less, okay. But so, yeah, and that's what, that wasn't, so I couldn't really say it was a trigger, okay. It should have been a trigger when I lost my kids, okay. It should have been a trigger when I was set up in that murder investigation. So there was a lot of things that should have been a trigger for me to rehabilitate, but it wasn't, okay. My thing was that I was getting too old, and I did not want to die a drug addict. I did not want to die a crackhead. That was mine. Okay, so when I went to prison that second time, I said, I don't care where you send me, as long as they have a drug rehab. And it was good that I got into the drug rehab, because the drug rehab qualified me to go into rehab out on the streets and not just be thrown out there like jailhouse does, okay, just thrown out there. And then, okay, after my time was up in the rehab, I had to find a place to stay. And I couldn't find a place to stay right away. My money ran out for me to pay. I wasn't working, and they still let me stay there. I ended up staying there for like almost another 6 months before I found my place in Hemet, when I came to you guys from, in Hemet. Okay? And I have been living there ever since. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, oh no, yeah, wait. Was I doing YouTube at that place? That was the second place. The first place, I don't think I was watching YouTube, and I set up an account, but I didn't figure it out, I think, until I got to my other place. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And then my sister-in-law ended up passing away next door. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I stayed in Hemet. Okay, and matter of fact, to touch on that, the rehab, that's what I wanted to make sure that I say this, because it's very important. Yeah. You're welcome, no problem, okay? You can ask me a question, any question you want to ask me, okay? You can ask me. Now, that doesn't mean I'll answer it, but you can ask me. And if I'm not going to answer it, I'll tell you that. I'm glad you look forward, Gemini. I am glad, okay? See, that gives motivation to keep doing what you're doing. And, okay, before I forget, I also want to say about rehabilitation, okay? And this girl, she underwent rehabilitation. She was from Los Angeles, okay? She rehabilitated in Nevada, okay? Las Vegas, Nevada, okay? Right? And a lot of people were like, oh my God, okay? You take her from one drug-induced neighborhood to another, okay? Let me tell you something about that, okay? I did the same thing. Drugs was right around the corner, across the street, okay, whatever. I always did this game. I was always playing my poker game. Everywhere I went outside. I had this poker game, so I didn't even have to focus on that. I focused on this. I'd be on the bus stop, and I always had to have that game wherever I went. I had to have that game. I I had to have that game so I didn't have to focus on that. I didn't have to look and I didn't have to see anything around me. Okay. And my friend, when she finally came to the rehab and we hooked up, she would be like, oh, look at, is they doing a drug deal? You see that drug deal? No. Girl, you see that man just that? No. Okay, worked for me. Okay. I was doing that game. It was that poker game. It was poker game. Okay, the little electronic game. I always had that game. I ride on that bus. I had that game. I didn't want to see nothing else. Okay, but anyway, the thing about, I know, okay, and now, okay, I'm not even thinking about that game. Now, well, I play solitaire on my phone, okay? So wherever I go, I play in solitaire or whatever, okay? Right? But that game, okay? I did not see nothing. And we had to go to the bus stop. The bus stop, we were right down there by the bus terminal. Now, what's at the bus terminal? It was the bus terminal and it was the Greyhound bus station. Okay, it was a 2-in-1. Okay, that's where you transfer to the buses. That's where all the buses went. Okay, you could go to Greyhound. You could get on the buses that go to LA. Okay, or you could take the Greyhound to LA or wherever. Okay, but that was the spot. So that's where all the crazy people in the drug have. Okay, the drug people go. They be spotting the people who just got out of prison and stuff. Okay, you know. So that's what I had, was my game. Okay, so anyway, the thing about her being in Los Angeles and going to a rehab in Las Vegas is the pool. All those spirits and all that, when I say spirits, that spirits of addiction, the craving and it's not there. Okay? You don't rehab in the same place you've been doing drugs in. Okay? Los Angeles is only about an hour and a half for me. Okay? It's only about an hour and a half, yeah, for me. It's not that far. But I did track in Los Angeles, okay? So I have no pool there, okay? But what I'm saying is, when she went to Las Vegas, even there probably was a drug house around the corner. The point is, she did not have those demons on her like she had in LA. She left them in LA. Them demons stay where they are. Okay. Now, if she started doing drugs in Las Vegas, then them drug demons is gonna be there with her in Las Vegas. Everybody got their drug demons, okay? You got that pull. So it may not have been the best area for her or to live in, but the fact that she went from Los Angeles she went to another state. I didn't even go to another state, okay? Matter of fact, I was in the same county, but I wasn't in the same city, and it makes a difference, okay? Because let me tell you, if I had went to, matter of fact, I did, because I got kicked out of rehab. I got kicked out of one of the rehabs I got kicked out, okay? I was living in the same county. Wasn't the same city, but it was the same county, okay? Right? And so those demons weren't with me. But when my husband came and picked me up, okay, and took me back home, because I was kicked out, them demons was bam! They was all on me, okay? And yes, and matter of fact, when you come, bring the pipe. Bring the pipe, boo-boo. Okay. Yes. And bring me a hit, just like when I was in jail. And he came to pick me up. They was releasing me. Okay. He brought me a rock and a pipe. Okay? And I had to have that hit before, okay, we even left the we were still by the jailhouse. Okay, I had to have my hit. It was late at night. Okay. Say, oh yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. I ain't lying. Oh, and thumbs up the video. I only got 4 thumbs up. telling my business. Y'all give me 4 thumbs up. Can y'all thumbs up the video? So the fact that she went out of her area was a plus for her. That was a help for her, that she was able to continue on her journey. You see what I'm saying? Now, another thing too is I commend her is when she was talking about when she first got out, and she was talking about, she's still having those cravings, and she had this nervous, she wasn't moving like she was before, okay? But she, her nerves, you could tell her nerves, okay? And stuff. And, I commend her for making it through that. You know what I'm saying? For making it through that. Now, I don't know where they sent her at first, okay? But the fact that she went out and away, it helps a lot. So if you know a friend or a family member, okay, that is facing addiction and they're going to go to rehab, let it be somewhere else. Do not let them rehab in the same city that they running around smoking crack, so to speak. Okay, it don't work because you got those demons. The pull is too strong. They don't stand a chance, so to speak. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You want to get them, if not in another city, another state, where they have a nice, clean, okay, break from all the desires, okay, and they can focus better. And even though they may have those cravings, okay, they are not, they can deal with it better. They can deal with it a lot better. You see what I'm saying? And it makes a difference. Now you got the people, okay, who will take off and go and find it. Okay, yes, they're going to do what they're going to do. But what I'm saying is, okay, there's less of a pull on you if you go somewhere else to rehabilitate. You don't rehabilitate in the same stomping grounds as your addiction. It's just not the pull. There's a pull. And if you haven't been in addiction, okay, then you don't know. I don't know how it works for alcohol. I don't know if it's the same for alcohol. But the same stomping grounds, okay, it's too much pull, okay? And that's spiritually and physically, if you want to put it like that, okay? Now, so that's what's good for the girl. Another thing, okay, I was getting on her dad, when she was talking about her dad, okay, abusing her, and she corrected that, okay? And she, she's like, I said everything. She said it wasn't true. I believed her. Why was she, I believed her because that's what she said it, okay? Because in her addiction, okay, she didn't already said the man was a molester. Come to find out he was molesting her. And I was hearing little things throughout the, watching some of the videos, okay, that her dad was behind the scenes actually helping her. And she was acknowledging that, but she didn't say anything about him abusing her in those acknowledgments. First, I don't believe Amanda because I thought it was drugs taking in her mind. Right. I mean, her mind was all over the place. And it's bad enough that the drugs make you paranoid. Crack makes you paranoid, okay? Meth makes you paranoid. Even weed can make you paranoid, okay? And if you are already, you have a little about of this going on in your mind. We have paranoia going in our minds. Sometimes we could get a paranoia and you're like, oh, no. Okay, I'm being paranoid. You can shake it. But it's harder to do that when you're on drugs, okay? And they feeling the fire because one thing I will tell you is, I don't know about meth, okay, but crack intensifies the feeling, okay? It intensifies it tenfold, okay? It can take a little problem and you take a hit of that crack, it's going to multiply it. and turn it into a mountain. When you come down, if you come down, okay, and you'd be like, damn, I made a big issue out of that. It wasn't even all that serious. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But yes, it intensifies problems. It definitely intensifies. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can have more of an understanding, okay, if you have somebody that you know is you dealing with a drug addict, or you even see a drug addict, okay, and they walking around and oh woo 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 woo, okay, they didn't have too much, okay, uh um, they need to slow down, okay, and when she okay, it was something I was saying about the father. She accusing the father and she corrected it. But it was something else along those lines that I wanted to say, and I forgot. I forgot my train of thought. And that's why I keep having to stop there because I keep forgetting. I had forgotten what the train of thought was on that, okay, on what else she was correcting. Maybe somebody can help me here, but she corrected about the father and that stuff. So yeah, and then and the thing about it is, she was fighting with herself because I'm listening to her and I'm like, damn, and she's saying they, and I'm like, and who is this they, and how they put this in her and woo. It was like it was the borderline between sanity and insanity. Okay, that's what she was walking. She was walking that borderline. One minute she's over here, she pulls herself. The minute she goes over there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, over here, over there, over here, over there. And that's you're seeing that in the videos of her addiction. And she didn't even wear shoes. She was wearing socks, honey, and them socks was filthy. She did not care. Okay. She was just out there. And one thing I did notice about her, okay, too, is she has some pretty legs. She has some pretty legs. No matter how small she got, she has some pretty legs. I said, "Ooh, I wish my legs looked like that, honey." Okay, my little old skinny ankle. She had nice looking legs. Remember Tina Turner and somebody else had their legs insured for $1 million. I said, now their legs should have looked like that if they gonna insure them for $1 million. Okay, but she has some nice legs. She was a nice looking woman. She's a pretty little girl. Okay, but yeah, she started off. It was sad. Okay, she went there, and I bet you, yeah, she was a nice looking girl, and I bet you, okay, she was paranoid smoking that weed. I bet you she was paranoid smoking that weed. Yeah, and the reason I say that is because how she was so paranoid with that crack, and she was praising that crack. I've heard somebody do that too. That's a trip. It's not too many people that you run into that are gonna praise crack like that or praise a drug like that. Usually they're like, "Oh, this is the worst thing that happened, and I just don't know how to shake it," and woo 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 woo. But oh, and that's it, and it's the ultimate, and yeah, she just praising that crack. And that's all I'm concerned about. So she was talking, there was truth in what she was saying, but a lot of conspiracy theorists was going on there, okay? Because some of the stuff, well, a lot of the stuff she was saying, okay, as far as the machine and all that, was a mixture of what she heard and paranoia. Was paranoia. And the pain, her pain. She was in pain. Now, I don't know exactly what pain she was in, but it was the pain. She was always talking about the pain and releasing the pain, and if she could get rid of the pain of others, that's all that mattered. It was pain, pain, pain. So in her mind, okay, and all this stuff that's going on in her mind, and she just can't get rid of, and it's just the pain. And she said it's psychological. Okay, so she was going through. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what she was going through. She was going through some hellified spiritual warfare. Because, like I say, if you go rehab, you got to go outside of your stomping ground, because those spirits are there. They're with you, okay? And you got to get out of your element, okay, to stand some type of chance of rehabilitation, okay? If you can do that in your stomping grounds, that probably means that your mind, your mindset, whatever triggered your mindset changed, went whoop, your train of thought has changed. Okay, so maybe there was an awareness that you came to, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, or most of the times, in drug addiction, we don't come to that awareness, okay, until you step out of the box, you know what I'm saying? Okay, or you're in that, you know, I know I'm where I have a problem, okay, and I need to get out of it. But doing something about it and not it is the difference between whether you're gonna come out of it or not. Then the whole thing about it is, at the bottom line, like I said, it's the grace of God. It's the grace of God. Not everybody comes out of it. Just like you pray for somebody that's sick, okay, right? It's the same thing that you're praying, okay, to come out of this addiction, okay? Prayer is a powerful thing. Prayer is a powerful thing. And as I may tell you, when you are in prayer, on the mind, okay, is understanding. That is going to be your key. Understanding, okay? When she was talking about how she was one part, okay, get drugs, money, get drugs, money, get drugs, get high, okay? And that's it. And that's what a realization I came to. I'm just going around in circles, okay? Get money, get drugs, okay? Get high. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're not advancing this way, that way, or nothing. You're going in a circle, boo-boo. You're not going anywhere. You're in a circle, okay? Now, getting the money, however you get the money, doesn't matter how you get it. The point is, get money to get the drugs so you can get high. That's it. And it's a vicious cycle. That's it. And she said it right there in one of the videos. Okay, get money, get high, get drugs. Okay, get money, get drugs, get money, get drugs, get high. She said it right there. And that's what she was going through. And that's what she was doing. She was being pimped by the devil. Being pimped. He got you hoeing. He got you stealing. He got you doing whatever you need to do to get them drugs. Okay? Or alcohol. By any means necessary. You see what I'm saying? He got things, he got you doing things, saying things, thinking things that if you were in your right mind, you know damn well, okay, you would not be doing or thinking or saying. But it is what it is. So yeah, so that is my thoughts on the video and on the conspiracy theory. Okay. Is anything else you wanted to ask me about that movie? At first you didn't believe Amanda. Okay, because you thought it was the drugs taking in her mental illness, talking in her mental illness. It was. It was the drugs. That's the thing about it. And she's on the crack. And see, here's the thing about it, okay? That crack fucks with your mind. It's psychological. It's got your brain wanting and triggering for you to get more. It's in your mind. It's not a physical thing. Okay? It is psychological. And it is a motherfucker. Okay? That's the thing about it. That's a cold piece. You know, if she did not have crack, she not gonna die. Okay? She not gonna throw up. You know what I'm saying? She not gonna have aches and pains if she don't have crack. It's psychological. So you have to deal with something, okay, psychological with something that's psychological. Okay, and first of all, you get out of your stomping grounds. You get out of that element that you're in. Okay, and you got to do something that's going to change your thought process, your psychological thought process. You got to have something that's going to change that. What changes that? A lot of times, going to school, going to work. Other words, staying busy. Staying busy, okay? Because it's a process. It's a process. You know, in the Bible, they tell you you need a renewing of your mind. That's, you know, and you go through that formality of being baptized, okay, and washing yourself, okay, in the spirit, okay. In the Bible, it tells you you need a renewing of your mind. Well, that's what it is with addiction. You need a renewing of your mind. Your mind needs to be renewed. And that's how you do it. And you have to stay on that process, okay, until your mind is over here, completely over here and not over there. And then when you're over here, okay, you want to stay over here by not doing things that can take you over there. And that's why they say you have these triggers. And if you know it's a trigger, and they teach you about that in rehabilitation, your known triggers. You may have triggers that you didn't know you had. And a lot of people, we discussed this in rehab about, and that's where the flick of the lighter, okay? The flick of the lighter. A lot of people were talking about that, okay? Now, that was not a trigger for me, okay? But people were talking about the mere flick of a lighter was a trigger. And we were, you know, and for me, I was like, wow, I didn't think about it like that. Somebody lighting a cigarette in front of you, okay? And I smoked cigarettes. But the flick of the lighter did not trigger me for drugs, but it did for them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's a trip. So it's little things that can trigger. Now, I see a Brillo pad. I'm just going to go there. Okay. If I bought a Brillo pad, I wouldn't buy it in that color. I would not buy it in that orange color. Okay. As a matter of fact, I have it's not a Brillo pad. It's some kind of, but it's like a Brillo pad. But it's silver. It's silver. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. And I have that sitting up there. I don't have a Brillo pad. Okay. Not that it's a trigger, but I can see the potential. I can see the potential of it being a trigger. And it's not, let me put it like this. It's not a trigger. It's a reminder though. It's a reminder. Okay, and I don't want reminders. I don't need reminders, yet alone triggers. I don't need triggers, but I sure don't want no reminder either. Okay, so yeah, I don't do Brillo pads in any shape or form. Okay, right? I just had that because I got that piece because it was something I was trying to clean and I was stubborn. It was stubborn, so I had got that, and it is sitting in the window behind the curtains, okay? And I just go and get it if I need it, but I don't usually need it that much. But I might end up throwing it away now that I'm mentioning it, but it's really not a trigger for me. But because I have been clean for, wow. It's been about 20 years now. Maybe a little more. I don't count, okay? But this is 2023. So it could be 23 years, okay, but I like to cut off that period of rehabilitation, okay? And so that's okay, because I can pinpoint that better than prison. So yeah, so it's been over 20 years, a little over 20 years, okay? But at the same time, I also have in the forefront of my mind that don't mean shit, okay? That don't mean shit. Just like cigarettes. Okay, let's go with the cigarettes. Okay, let me make a comparison to that. Okay, what is it? An analogy? Hypothetically speaking, whatever they want to call it. But where is that? Okay, see, I had my I'm looking at my little makeups. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna keep them together. But cigarettes. Now I quit smoking cigarettes. I haven't been smoking cigarettes for about I don't know when I stopped. May have been it's not been 20 years, okay? Because I was still smoking even though I was sober. Um, so I say maybe about 10, over 10 years I quit smoking. Okay. Yeah, about 10 years, okay. But still, to this day, okay, I smell the smoke of a cigarette and I'm just like, and then I just keep on walking. But I breathe it in. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But that smell, that smoke. And sometimes I may be sitting here, okay, and I used to call cigarettes an after dinner mint. Okay, because for some reason after you eating dinner you crave a cigarette. Like after dinner you have that mint. Well, I don't know, in the restaurants they're supposed to give you a mint so that your breath smells fresh. Okay, it's the after dinner mint, and I used to call cigarettes my after dinner mint. Okay, and I'm gonna, oh yeah, I used to pull out my Newports, okay, or my Cools, okay. Ooh, yeah, it's time for an after dinner mint, okay, right? And so I still will have a craving sometimes. Sometimes all of a sudden a craving will hit me for a cigarette. And that happened not too long ago. So the thing about it is you will still have those cravings. Now I don't have cravings for crack. Okay. And in my mindset, okay, I'm still aware that there's always that possibility in my mindset, okay? But another thing is that I also feel like I do not want to go back to my vomit. In the Bible, how they say a dog returns to his vomit? I do not want to go back to that vomit because that's what it was, okay? Vomit. And that's what I consider it. And I refuse. I'll be hanging on to God's leg, okay? And he be dragging me not to go back to that crack, okay? I do not want to go back to that crack by any means necessary. I don't want to go back to I do not want to go back. I'm not going to say I won't. I'm not going to say never. Because then when you say stuff like that, it's like you trying the devil. I'm not trying the devil. Ain't trying nobody. But I do not want to go back to that vomit. And that's what's in my head. By any means necessary. I don't want to go back to that. I'm out of it. I want to stay out of it. I've seen people that have been clean for 20 years. Okay, this guy was clean for 20 years. One guy was clean for 10 years. And he smoking crack. Now, I don't know. And I'm just like, what in the hell would you come back to this? You're like, I don't know. But I want to hit. Okay. And the thing about it is, when you go back to that stuff, okay, everything hits you like it was yesterday. Okay? So if you're going to go back after you've been clean for 10 years, 20 years, okay, and lose it all on that one hit, because it's going to take you back like you ain't never stopped. Mm-hmm. See, okay. Now, this girl here, Amanda, may she rest in peace. And it was sad that she went through that, and she died young. She died young. Now, my thoughts is if she had not been, I think there was a heart situation somewhere in there, okay, or maybe because of the fact that she was doing the drugs, okay, uh, exacerbated, sped up the condition, or she might have got the condition because she was doing drugs. Either way, okay, I felt that if there was no drugs involved, she would have still been living, okay. Maybe I think she would have still been living, but if it was her time to go, it was her time to go. See what I'm saying? Because you got these young people these days, they just dropping dead on the football field, okay, running track, and then they dead, or they go to bed and don't wake up, and you'd be like, what in the world? They had a heart condition, didn't know about it. See what I'm saying? And they even did a physical exam through the doctor, okay, and everything was fine. See, and so, but at the same time, I was happy in knowing that her prayers were answered, okay, as far as she did not want to die in addiction. She kept saying she was going to die. And she seemed like she was okay with it. She seemed like she was settled that she was going to die in her addiction. But she didn't want to die in addiction, okay, but in her mind, she always kept talking about that last hit, okay, because she knew that no matter how many hits she took, it was going to be a last hit. See what I'm saying? Okay. She just probably didn't know. She figured she was going to die. Okay. But little did she know that your last hit wasn't going to be the end of your life. Okay. And that's what she wanted. And that's what God gave her. So I see solace in that. Okay. I still wonder why that lady would say that it was a seizure and not what it said on the actual death, cause of death. So there's something not right in there. Somebody got the wrong. Now, that's the thing about it though, okay? The lady, Lima, okay, I don't know where she got her information from, okay? Or she read it from the report, or maybe the dad told her that, okay? I don't know, okay? But maybe she did get a report saying that. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. Maybe she honestly did say, because I don't know why she would lie about it, because there was nothing to lie to it. You couldn't say no more. You couldn't say nothing worse than she had passed away. There was nothing more you could say that would have been worse than that after people have watched her and followed this lady and followed her journey, okay? And she had rehabbed and she was doing good and all this, okay? Now, one thing that remained consistent in her story was her autistic brother, okay? That was one. Do you know of anything else that was consistent in her story? That her brother was autistic and how she used to take care of him. I do know that was consistent. Keisha's right here. Okay, she found this as her resting place. And if I put anything on there, like this picture, the other piece of this picture that goes there, see, she will knock it off. So I just picked it up off the floor and politely put it on the table. because she was going like, I don't know why she likes to lay it up. She likes to sit on stuff like that water right there. Okay, see that water? Okay, she will lay on the water. She won't lay on the counter space. Okay, but she will lay on that water. I stack the water up. She will lay on the stacked up water. No matter how high I put it, she got to get her butt up there and rock it back and forth until it calms down. Keisha, she likes to lay on something for some reason. She likes to lay on, I don't know, something piled up. She likes to lay on it. Now the stuff that she's supposed to lay on, and I have for her like this right here, ooh, nice and soft, that I cleaned off. Okay, I seen her sitting in the corner one time. That's what prompted me to put it in the corner. She ain't been on there since. I may have to move it out of the corner. Okay, but yeah. She likes that. Now, I had that, ooh, I didn't think about that. Oh, and I donated it. I hadn't even opened it, okay? It was a cat tree that went, I was supposed to go up to the ceiling, okay? The ceiling to the wall, and then she could perch high. She probably would have liked that, okay? See, but yeah. She's right there. She ain't went nowhere. Yeah. So it was an interesting story. Yeah, they sleep on what you buy, yeah, when they ready, okay? It's not too often, but that's what she'll sleep on. Okay. So yeah, that was an interesting story, but I don't usually watch stuff like that, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Remember how she was going on them conspiracy? Oh, that's my vacuum. That conspiracy theory and all that. Okay, when you start going, I can only take so much of that, and I gotta turn the channel. Okay. But and they got a lot of subscribers on that soft white. Oh, they got over 4 million subscribers on that soft white belly. Okay. Soft white underbelly. Excuse me. They got a lot of subscribers. I'm like, ooh, because I remember when I first started seeing it and stuff. And I had seen that picture of the girl, the one, as a matter of fact, the one where she's wearing overalls with no shirt and no bra on. Okay. I seen that picture in scrolling, and I'm like, what is she? I don't know what's going on here, and I kept on scrolling. But that was her, is what I'm saying. That was her. Yeah. And I seen some other ones where, yeah. But I don't normally watch that because they're drug addicts, pimps, and stuff. And I've been there, done that. I'm not trying to get into that. Okay, some people who have rehabilitated, they can get into that and they'll like watching that. Okay, I don't. Another thing I don't like to watch, and that was cops. Okay, I never could understand, and somebody had mentioned it one time when I was in jail. Okay, why the hell are you sitting in jail and y'all want to watch cops? I never did. Even when I was in prison. Okay, they faithfully, bad boys, what you gonna do? Okay, oh, they faithfully had to watch cops. I'm like, I don't want to see that. Okay, I don't want to be reminded. Okay, that the cops pulled me over and jacked me up and took me to jail and I got a case. I don't want to keep seeing that, but they watch it. They watch it. And somebody had mentioned that. And they're like, I don't understand why y'all be sitting up here in jail and you want to watch cops. Y'all love to watch cops. What? I don't understand. I said, I don't either. And we just kept on walking. Yeah, but they be sitting there watching it, okay? Yeah. Now, America's Most Wanted, I watched that faithfully. Even my daughter remembers, okay? We used to have popcorn and the Kool-Aid. Girl, we're going to watch America's Most Wanted. And matter of fact, yeah, had I been to jail? Yeah, I had been to jail already on that. Okay. But yeah, we would watch America's Most Wanted to see if we knew anybody. If we recognized anybody. Okay. Yeah, so we watch America's Most Wanted, but I could not watch Cops. I couldn't watch it. Okay. I could not watch it. I watch true crime. Okay. I watch true crime, but I don't watch Cops. Now they have the one where they have um they have the one where they body cam. They got a series called Body Cam where you're watching the actual footage from the body cam that they're wearing. Okay. I may watch that, okay, depending on if there's something interesting. But stuff like that I don't tend to watch. The drug movies, the soft white underbelly, I don't tend to watch that, okay? Because, and then two is, I can still see that stuff in real life, you know, okay? I don't need TV to see that, okay? You know, Skid Row ain't that far from me. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, it's not that far. It's in another neighborhood. It's in another city. Okay, but it ain't that far. Okay, and would I go to Skid Row? No, no. Skid Row. I can watch Skid Row on TV. Okay, but Skid Row is not something I would want to go down in L.A. Okay. As a matter of fact, yeah, I would have no reason or desire to go down Skid Row. Okay, seeing, in other words, seeing something like that on TV is enough. Do you ever watch that movie? That channel? I don't know the name of the channel exactly, but he does the Streets of Philadelphia. I believe it, yeah, the Streets of Philadelphia. Have you ever seen that? And they have down there, downtown, all them drug addicts sitting up there on drugs, shooting up right there in broad daylight. In broad daylight. People walking down the street. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, now I've seen that a few times, okay, because the drug that they're on, I don't know what drug they're doing. I haven't seen heroin addicts like that. I mean, they not like heroin addicts, but they bent all the way over. Ooh, oh yeah, it is horrible. Yes, and he's taking you down the streets, okay. And you watching this and ooh wait, and they don't clean that area up and it's all nasty and it's good. And then I'm like, now okay, here's the thing, my thing. I know there's drug addicts all up and down the street, okay, but what they got to do with all that paper on the ground? Okay, y'all can't clean that up. All that paper and all the dirt and all on the street, y'all can't clean that up. Okay. Falling asleep. They're not falling asleep. They are high. That's the thing about it. They're not asleep. They're high. Okay. They are in some, I want to say, psychedelic world. Okay. But they are somewhere else, but they're not asleep. Mm-hmm. They are not, definitely not asleep. Mm-hmm. If you're standing there talking to them, okay, they can hear you. Okay, bent over like that, they can hear you. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, they may stand up, okay, and comment on the conversation. You think they sleep and they comment, or they may go, oh yeah, I remember that. They not asleep. They high. Some euphoria. Yeah, I just like, oh wow, whatever they got, I don't want it. Don't give me none of that. Yeah. Woo. And the thing about it is, I used to laugh because it would tickle me. I didn't used to laugh, but it would tickle me inside when I would see the heroin addicts, okay? And I remember I was a crackhead. And I was by my friend's house. And he had this dude, okay, they were on heroin, okay, right? But he wasn't nodding. He didn't nod, okay, like the friend did. Okay, now the friend, he's the dealer. He was the dealer. He coming over to wrap his stuff, okay? So, you know, you get a little kick down, you know, okay? For letting him come over there and bag up his stuff, okay? So he would have his heroin laying in a pile and he would be putting it in the balloons, okay? And it used to tickle me, okay? Because he would be like, it was funny to me, okay? And this is why it was funny. Because his pile of heroin was laying there that he was bagging up, okay? And I'm sitting there, I'm not gonna say nothing, okay? I'm not gonna steal your stuff. I was a crackhead, but I didn't steal your stuff, But I just wanted to see how far he could nod, okay? And was he actually gonna nod his face down and smack dab in that pile? And I wanted to see. Okay, because that's something I never saw. But you nodding so much and he going down so far, I wonder is he going to make it. But they always seem to jump up before they hit that pile. Okay, and so my friend, okay, whose house he was at, right, he would say, whatever his name is, Eddie, man, okay, and he point to the pile there, okay, he like, oh, yeah, you know, and I'm just like, oh, okay, sheesh, okay, I want him to hit that pile. And I will sit there and I will let you, I am going to sit up there and I'm going to let you nod, okay, and see how far you're going to nod. If you're going to hit your head on the table, okay, I want to see it. Okay, I want to see it. Because, I mean, yeah, that's a nod. That's just a nod. That counts as a nod. That's okay. You hit that table. And I just want to see, and I've never seen anybody actually hit the freaking table. They always pick up before they hit the table. And I just and they looking at me. Okay. And now I ain't going to say nothing. I'll see if you're going to hit the table. Okay. Because I knew that you'd wake up then. Okay. You know you hit the table, how far down you went. You know what I'm saying? But they don't be asleep. Mm-mm. They be in their euphoria, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Of being high. But yeah, that used to always freaking crack me up. I thought I was so tickled by that. Okay. I mean, he wouldn't have been tickled, but hey, I just want to see how far he was going down. Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that was an interesting story, and it was unfortunate. You know, the ending was definitely unfortunate. However, that could be any of those people on that show. Okay. It could be any of the people. And it's sad, okay, when you see people come so far out of their addiction and they pass away. But it happens a lot more than you know, okay, and stuff. You know, get on the right track. So many people get on the right track just to be murdered down the line. You know, who saw that coming? You know, whatever. Okay, that's just like there was a movie called My Name is Kevin. Okay, and that was about the little boy who was kidnapped and molested for 7 years. He had been missing. Okay, and the kidnapper had kidnapped another little boy. One day he came in with this little boy. And that boy, who he had first kidnapped, knew that he was going to put him through the same thing. He was going to do the same thing he did to him, he was going to do to that little boy. So that boy gave him the courage to walk out that door. He could have walked out that door at any time, but it was that little boy who gave him the courage to walk out that door and go to the police station. And he told the police, okay, he said, what's your name? He said, all I know is my name is Kevin. That's all he knew. Okay, so they thought their boy was dead, and he had been missing, being raped and molested by this man for 7 years. Okay, now, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I don't know if you saw that movie. Okay, you can look it up, but unbeknownst to a lot of people, there was a serial killer. Okay, who killed those 3 tourists in Yosemite Park. Okay, that was his older brother. Right? That was his older brother. Okay. Who knew? Who knew? Okay. But anyway, my point is that true. That's true. Okay. But anyway, the point with Kevin was, okay, yeah, that was his brother. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to the movie, they will tell you. They will definitely tell you. They will tell you his brother, his younger brother, Kevin, was kidnapped and molested by a man for 7 years. And they made a movie out of it. It says, "My name is Kevin." I believe that's the name of the movie. Oh, I don't have my phone. Um, I can look it up for you. I left it plugged up. But what I want to say was, okay, whoops, taking y'all through here. Oh, oh, look at this. Oh, there's Tasha. There's Tasha. Okay. Tasha, excuse me, but we coming in. Okay, let me close the blinds because it is, I don't know what time it is. Oh, I know I've been on here for an hour and a half. Oh my God, going on 2 hours. Okay, I come in here to get my, close these windows. Ooh, it's raining. And look and see if I can find that. Okay, but my point to tell you is that, yeah, so he was 7. Okay, he was 7 for 7 years. I don't know exactly how old he was. I don't know all the deets in this scenario. Okay, on Kevin. How old was he when he was molested, and how old when they found him? But it was 7 years he was missing. Okay. So, I mean, 7 years. Can you imagine 7 years your child is missing or somebody is missing? 7 years. I mean, so during some point in that time, you're going to think they're dead. Okay. That's the only reason why you have not heard from this person. This person, he's a child at that. Okay, he's got to be dead. They just haven't found the body. You know what I'm saying? Just to find out he's still alive. Okay. So what happened was, so yeah, they did a movie, okay, and all this and blah, 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 right? Well, he ended up dying when he was 18 in a car accident. Okay. He was driving the car went out of control, I believe. Okay. And it killed him. I'm like, damn, Gina. Can you imagine just to go through all that? Be kidnapped for 7 years, molested, raped, and all that, okay? Just to die at 18? That's my point. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. My name is Kevin. Not the same thing, no. I'm not seeing it. Okay, there's a actual YouTuber on here. Okay, name called. There's an actual YouTube channel. that's named Call Me Kevin. Okay. So let me see if I can find it for you guys. Okay, because it would be interesting to watch. And then after you watch that, watch the Yosemite uh murders. Okay, that's not the only murder that happened in Yosemite. Okay, but this is the one with the three tourists. It was the mom, the daughter, and their friend. It was three women. Okay. The movie, they call me, oh sheesh, they call me Kevin. See if I can find that. Yeah, this is an old movie, and okay, so I would have to do some research. Kevin Andrew Collins. Okay. Okay. Wait, sorry. Wait, take that back. Okay, I'm going too fast here. Oh, do I have the wrong name? Oh, wait a minute. This is the Kevin Collins was the boy who was missing. Why do I say his name is Kevin? Because this one's saying what they found him. This little boy, no, this ain't the same boy. This is another. This boy named Kevin Collins was missing in San Francisco, and I remember the day he was missing because I was over there in that area, and the kids were getting out of school. And I'm not normally over in that. My daughter went to school over there towards that area. I don't know why I was in that area. Okay, uh, I think I was a crackhead at that time. I might have been going to one of those research things. They you do the research, they pay you. Okay, so I'm getting some money for some crack. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, and they were over there in that area. Okay, and I was coming home, and I remember seeing in that area. But anyway, that same area that I looked in, I just have a vague distance, okay, of that area. But this little boy Kevin was came up missing, and they never found him. Okay, they never found him. So now in 2000, they found in a planter box of two apartment buildings in San Francisco. They found his body because they even searched where they think the boy was. They searched the house, okay, and they did not find that boy's body. He's been missing for 39 years. This was a long time ago, okay, but this ain't the same boy. This boy, okay, maybe I got his name wrong. Okay, boy missing for 7 years and found. Okay, I hate when they put your location. Steven. Okay. Oh, there it is. Aha! Oh, you researching with me? She researching with me. That's right. I heard that, girl. I need all the help I can get. My name is Steven. Okay. I keep saying my name is Kevin. Okay. My name is Steven. Oh, he was in California too. Oh, he was born 3 days after my birthday. Okay. Uh, he disappeared in 1972. So he was 7 years old. Oh, wow. Okay, so I thought he died when he was 18. He died when he was 24. Okay. He died when he was 24. My thing was, okay, and the brother. Okay, so you're gonna look up, okay, Carrie. Oh, girl, I'm getting heated now. He had an older brother named Carrie. Okay, that's right. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know all that. They said that he had a trouble adjusting. Okay, after he was found, he had a trouble adjusting to a structured household because apparently his abductor let him do whatever he wanted. That's how he was getting him to getting to have sex with him and him not leaving. Okay, he was allowed to smoke, do whatever he wanted. Oh, so he was 7 when he was kidnapped. So that means that when he was found, he was 14. Okay, and these pedophiles, they have their particular ages that they like. Okay, so he was outgrowing his age, and he wanted another younger little boy. See. Mm-hmm. Same thing, just like R. Kelly. Okay, he likes teenage girls. Not all pedophiles like the same age. Some like them younger. Some like them babies, girl. Okay, yes. Oh, he's talking about his life after uh, he came home. Oh, that was sad. Oh, he got married and he had 2 kids by a 17-year-old girl. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, he was on a motorcycle. That's what it was. He died in a motorcycle accident on his way home from work. Okay. And oh, 500 people attended his funeral. Who's Timmy White? Is Timmy White the boy he saved? Oh, wow. So they're talking about his life. Okay, I'm trying to get into okay, so let's look up, okay, Carrie. This was Steven. Let's look up Carrie. Yep, there he is. That's the older brother, okay? He's the Yosemite killer, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure you can look up these movies and you can look at them, okay? Right? But it's just a trip. It's just a trip how this unfolded. Yep. Carrie Stainer, okay, is an American serial killer and the older brother of kidnapping victim Stephen Stainer. He was convicted of the murders of 4 women between February and July 1999. Yeah. Nice looking man too. He ain't bad looking at all. Hmm. But that was a trip. And okay, so he was born in 1961 and Stephen was born in 1965. So there was a 4 year difference, okay, between them. But I'm just saying how uh it's a small world. It's a small world. And when they say it's a small world, literally, they mean it. It's a small world. I mean, wow. Who would have thought his older brother? So I thought he died in a car accident at 18, but he actually died when he was 24. But still, my point is he died so young. He didn't even have his life was just beginning. You know what I'm saying? And he died. Hmm. And he used to advocate for the child missing children projects and stuff like that. He used to advocate for them. Okay, he used to be a spokesperson for them. Hmm. Before he died, and then his brother ends up being a serial killer. Now, the brother, this happened, I believe, after the fact when these murders came up. And yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, 1999. So this was after his brother was rescued, lived, had kids. Okay, this was after the fact. Hmm. And I believe he's on death row. He's on death row in San Quentin. Okay, so he's on death row in San Quentin. San Quentin is not a good prison to be in, but he's in San Quentin. And I had a boyfriend who did time in San Quentin. Yeah, he was in San Quentin. And yeah, whenever he got violated his parole, he got sent right back to San Quentin. And I remember we got in an argument on the phone, right? And I hung up on him. He called me back talking about he's gonna F me up, okay, for hanging up on him. I'm like, what can you do? Ain't nothing, you in prison. By the time you get out, you'll forget all about this because you be so happy you out. But what you gonna do? We was laughing about it, okay? I said, you can. I thought that was so funny. But anyway, yeah. So, and apparently, I think, don't quote me on that, on the show, the brother said he always wanted to kill somebody, okay? So, reading this little part and reading the little section, it seems like the family had became really dysfunctional after the boy was found and came home. Okay, there was problems, and he was talking about his dad doesn't hug him anymore. The kids were making fun of him at school. Now see, okay, the kids were making fun of him at school because he had been molested, and you make fun of him. Okay, if I was the parent, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie, I would send my child to boxing and ass whooping classes, because every time y'all sit up there and said that, he was gonna whoop your ass. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you got making fun of my child because he done been molested for 7 years and kidnapped. Oh no, oh no, oh no. See, I ain't gonna lie. I should. That is so me, all the way. I would send him to ass whooping classes, okay, so that you could whoop every single one of their butts, okay. Okay, I know that's right. See, I'm old school. That's okay. We didn't mess around with that. Okay. See, it's certain things, okay. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But it's certain things, okay, that's worth putting them paws on you, so to speak. That's what that is. See, we not even gonna go there with that. But I'm gonna get off of here because I am going to make me something to eat and just chill. But yeah, I had to watch that and come on, because I didn't want to wait too long, because then I wasn't going to watch it. But I'm glad I looked at some of those episodes so I could see, because I kind of start wondering what was the whole purpose of this, okay, on the lines. And I thought he just did a video on this person, that person, this person, okay. I didn't know he actually did a series. Okay, now I don't know if he did a series on other people, but he brought this little segment up of Amanda Rabb, okay, and her situation. And yes, it's sad. Now, the only thing, okay, I could say about that, on the positive side, it's good for people to see, because you can be rehabilitated. Yes, you have to want it, okay. But the thing about rehabilitation is, you can't worry about what if. Okay, if you're going to be rehabilitated, you're going to go to rehabilitation. A person tends to work because they're so used to living this lifestyle. Okay, they don't know how to come out of it. They don't know what's going to happen down the road. Okay, and that's one of the fears about getting rehabilitated. You don't know what's going to happen down the road. And so if you are out there and you are on addiction, okay, and that is your fear, I am here to tell you, don't worry about it. It takes care of itself. Just like tomorrow takes care of itself, okay? It'll take care of itself, okay? Just go to rehab and get rehabilitated. Don't worry about the what ifs and this and that. Don't worry about it, okay? Because you'd be surprised. You will get there when it comes, okay? You're not going to know until you make that trip. You see what I'm saying? So as far as, well, what about this? How I'm going to pay for it? And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Just get your butt to the rehab, okay? And follow their things and follow the rules, because even though you don't like the rules, they're there for a reason, okay? It's not so that you can dislike it or you can like it, okay? It's something for you to do. It's something for you to do, somewhere for you to go, that you don't have to go to drugs. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And you don't have to be thinking about drugs. And it actually works. So while you're at the AA meetings, okay, and at the group sessions, okay, it is a way for you to do something and to get with like-minded people, okay, who are on the same journey as you, and to keep pressing forward. Don't worry. When you start that, what they say, that stinking thinking, okay, well, you start wondering what's going to happen next, okay, stop yourself. Because I used to do that too. You're just torturing yourself. Of course you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen next now. Okay, and that's just the way addiction works. Okay, that's just the way the road to rehabilitation is, trusting the process and trusting yourself to do it. Don't worry about what's next, okay, because you don't need to. It'll come in time. Okay, you get there, you'll see what's next. You get there, you'll see what's next. Okay, but as far as looking on down the road, baby, nah, don't work that way. It's only one day at a time. And when they say one day at a time, they mean one day at a time. Okay? So the thing is, you take this day and you go there. Okay? Then the next day, you'll find out. Okay? On that day. Ow! Okay. So with that said, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I got some more hauls coming. I'm waiting for Temu. They sitting up there and they waiting on my order. And my order, okay, I should have an order. But anyway. Nevertheless, if they late, they gotta pay me $5. Okay, you know that's some shopping on Temu. $5. Shoot. Nevertheless, stay blessed. Bye.